come to think about it, how do you measure growth? Like, what are the physical signs that you see that tells you that you're actually growing? What are those things that you can see around you, or you can perceive, or you can sense that tells you that you are the path to your greatness? This question struck me while I was walking out today in the gym, looking around, seeing people with different level of their growth in terms of physical growth, like our body developmental growth and all that, right? Something came to mind. How do they really know, or how do we really know that what we are doing is really working? What makes you wake up every day and do the same routine when you can't even see the amount of inputs that thing you're doing is actually doing to your body? Because most time when you're working out, your body don't grow at that point, right? It takes you go back home, relax, and do some other stuff over time, and you start seeing the result. What is that confidence that we are? What is that assurance that what we're doing is really working? Thinking about that, something really struck me is the fact that, growth doesn't come with a fireworks and announce itself and say, oh, you have a 10% growth today for the amount of work that you have put today. Oh, because of that conversation that you have 20% GDP and all that. There's no graph or statistic showing the amount of growth that you have each day by the amount of work that you have put, the amount of connections that you have made, right? Not just putting this to use. I'm relating this holistically to everything that we do in our office, in our relationship, in our homes, in our career, in our finance and everything. Most time, those decisions that we take translate over time to become growth. Like somebody would say that we are the sum total of all the decisions, all the choices that we make, right? So most time when we make this choice, it doesn't instantly translate into profit, into growth, but over time, every single transaction, relationship, decision that we make translates to become who we are today. This also bring me to how so many people will try to calculate growth and try to make it like a garbage in and garbage out situation where you put in some work and you want to see an instant reward, an instant growth, and when you don't see that, you oftentimes get discouraged. This brings me to the philosophy of planting growth seed, right? When the farmer puts a seed in the soil, most time that seed first of all dies, right? And when it's time for the seed to gain back life and growth, is most time, oftentimes, if not all the time, 100%, don't grow upward. It first of all grow downward by therefore getting roots, building enough momentum to hold the amount of growth it intends to go upward. So what that means is a tree that intends to go 10 feet tall definitely will grow downward the amount of feet that it will take to actually withstand or withhold that growth. So oftentimes when people try to rush growth, they result in what we call balloon growth, where a potential is not enough to hold what you're building on. In that same philosophy of farming, of growth, you come to understand that the most difficult part of growth is that time when the plant needs to shoot out of the soil, when it needs to come out of the earth. Most time, especially when the plant is on very solid ground or a strong soil, if I may use that word, right? It takes a lot of effort for it to break through. But once that breakthrough is achieved, growth becomes almost impossible to stop. So this we can relate to our life. In so many times in our life, it looks like we're putting a lot of hard work and we're not seeing the growth and we're almost trying to give up. That's because everything we're doing is trying to build downwards to have enough momentum, enough energy to hold the strength, the growth that we're trying to build on top of that, right? If that makes sense to you. So we are trying to build downward first so we can have enough energy to hold that which we are building. And most time it looks like we're trying to give up at the point of our breakthrough, but the truth is, if we can be patient, consistent, and strong, brave enough to be steadfast, be consistent, to continue to show up even though we're not seeing the growth, and withstand that period of breakthrough, once we break through, it's almost impossible to stop us. This I think we can all relate to. Most time we look around and we see people that have made it in life, right? Financially, physically, or even with their fitness journey, and it seems like they are almost doing things effortlessly. This is because they've gone past that stage of breakthrough. Now they are almost running on autopilot. So my point, my advice, my word for somebody out there that's about to give up, brother, sister, Do not give up. The truth is, all the effort is not wasted. You're just building downward. And trust me, when you give enough momentum to shoot out, there will be no stopping you. Don't give up. Keep working out. Keep building your dream. Keep thinking. Keep doing everything that you need to do. Keep believing in yourself. Just keep working out. Be steadfast, be consistent, be potential, be patient. And it's going to pay off. Thank you.